Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to A.O.S Academy's YouTube channel. Here we talk about everything related to language studies, exam preparations for IELTS, for TEF Canada or TCF, and we also work on Canada immigration for intending immigrants, either be it the international student, the intending immigrants, and even people that are just going for visitation or tourism. Today, we want to continue with our very own Q&A sessions. And the Q&A sessions have been titled the Talk with A.O.S series. In this series, we are going to be answering one wonderful question that was asked by one of our attendees during the JAPA to Canada in 2023 webinar session. But before we actually start, if you have not liked this video, consider liking and also sharing with your friends and family this video because it's going to be very informative. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit on the notification bell in order to get notified anytime we drop a content. Now, today, as I said, we want to actually answer the question 118 that was asked by one of our attendees. And the question goes thus. It states that, how can I travel to Canada to study easily and it was asked by Godfred Annan-Kumi from Ghana. As I said as well, this question is extracted from the JAPA to Canada in 2023 webinar Q&As. So this is a very important question because a lot of people who want to migrate to Canada as international students would most likely ask these questions one way or the other, especially if they have not actually gone through the process before and they don't want to get rejected or refused. They don't want their applications to get refused from the IRCC visa officer. So today we'll be telling you the steps you need to follow in order to have a Canadian study application that is not going to get easily rejected. In other words, it's going to get easily approved, and which is what we all want at the end of the day. So the very first thing you need to note is that if you want to actually get your study permit, the document that is actually given to international students in order to allow them to go for their bachelor's degree, their master's degree, even their certificate programs or the diploma programs. So the very first thing you need to note is that before you can get your study permit in Canada, you have to first of all get a school, you understand, or group of schools or couple of schools that you have selected that you want to actually try and get admissions or acceptance letters from. That's the very first thing. For instance, if you want to study a field, a program like data science, maybe masters in data science, firstly, you need to note that which of the schools available in Canada have that particular program. That's your very first thing. And once you have known the schools that have that MSc data science program, you have to list them down. That, okay, these are the schools I'm going to be targeting. And based on your budget as well, you need to also look at those schools based on the budget you have available to actually get that admission. If you are looking for a school that doesn't have any application fee, then you have to look for schools that are focused on that niche. Maybe colleges can actually do that in place of what? In place of universities, or polytechnics can actually work in place of polytechnic universities for that. So you have to look at the schools that you want to go and the programs they have that you want to study, along with the budget that you have currently to study in that particular school. Because people don't know it. One of the reasons why they reject giving people study permits, especially international students, is because you are not aligning your financial capabilities to the school that you have actually chosen. You understand? And more importantly, to even the province or the territory that you are going to stay while you are studying in Canada. This is very important because if you can miss this very first step of choosing a school based on your program, but not only based on your program, but based on your budget and based on your on the province that in that the cost of living in that particular province you are going, you may as well just get rejected while you get to the last stage of getting your study permit. So the very first thing is choose a school according to your program, one, according to your budget too, and according to the living expenses of that particular province or territory. So the second thing you need to do if you want to actually get to study in Canada easily is that you need to also get acceptance letter from that particular university, college, or polytechnic. Please take note, if you are an international student coming from a foreign land, a foreign country, you have to sign up with DLIs, and DLI stands for Designated Learning Institutions. Those are the institutions approved by the Canadian government to give people admissions outside of Canada and to also allow people to come to Canada, and not only just come to Canada but be approved to get postgraduate work permits at the end of your study year in that particular place. A lot of students miss this when they are at the process of trying to get a school they would actually go and study in Canada. They miss that particular point. If you go to a school which may even be a DLI school that does not have or approve that postgraduate work permit, you would have to, by obligation, come back to your home country and not get that work permit, except if you want to become an illegal immigrant, and that is not going to actually go well for you at the long run. So the second thing you need to do, as I've said, is you have to get acceptance letter or admission from that particular school, whether after you have paid your application fee or if they have waived the application fee for you to actually apply without it. The third thing rather, after the second step is for you to now apply for that study permit after you have gotten the acceptance letter or the admission offer from that particular school. And how will you do it is very simple, but still it might be tricky for people that don't know how to do it well. You have to apply to Canadian Visa Office, or for most people, they would apply online if they don't have a visa office in their own home country. And here is where it becomes tricky. If you don't, which is the next step, if you don't actually prepare required documents, you gather the required documents like your transcript, your admission offer, your past your past credentials from other schools that you have actually attended, your valid travel passport. If, for instance, people don't know this, if you are applying for a school that would last for a program that will last for 2 years, say to speak, and you have a passport that would expire within the next 8 to 10 months or maybe even a year, you would most likely get rejected for that, or they may not even reject you. They may actually delay your application in order for you to go get that particular valid passport renewed. So you have to have, if for instance you are going for a 2-year program, have a passport on ground that would be like 3 years down the line before it gets to expire. You understand? So it should be valid for at least 3 years down the line. At least once you have a passport that, once your program expires, or once it ends, maybe like 2 years down the line, if you have something 6 months after, 1 month, 1 year after that period of your program completion, it is best. Do you understand? Now, another thing is you need to have your proof of financial support. This is very, very important. A lot of people, again, will get rejected on the fact that they cannot show that when they get to Canada, back to our first point, they can actually afford the living expenses of that province or territory, or if they can also afford the expenses of school in terms of handouts that you'd have to buy, even tuition fees. A lot of people feel that once you go there, yes, you can be able to work, you can be able to, you understand, do the work and study the co-op placement, you understand, but still you need to have money that would afford you that lifestyle when you get there before you now even start working. Do you understand? So it's very important. And another thing is you have to pay your fees. A lot of people want schools that would require them that they would have a kind of installment payment platform. And yes, it can work. It can work that way. There are a lot of schools that give installment payments. You understand? Because they know most people will not have that particular amount at once to do it. But I've seen people that have paid for all their tuition fees at once from their home country, especially like Nigeria, before they went, because you don't want a scenario whereby it's going to be that particular tuition fee that would cost you that admission. Do you understand? So if you can get to pay half, better. If you can pay parts, you understand, maybe like they divided into 3 or 4 installment payments, and you can pay one of that 4 or one of those 3 payments, better. If you can pay all, best. Do you understand? And apart from just even paying the required tuition fee, you also have to pay the study permit fee. Do you understand? Which is quite cheap. It's about $170 or so, $190. And the biometrics fee is very important if it is applicable to you. If this is your first time of actually getting to apply for a Canadian visa, you would most likely need to pay for that biometrics fee. Do you understand? It's very important. Now, after that, you have to also attend a visa interview. Now, please note, it is not everyone that they require a visa interviews from. In fact, many people, many international students will never go visit a visa office to meet a visa officer to, you understand, meet a visa officer one-on-one to talk about his or her own study plans. No, most times they don't ask for it. You understand? It's quite rare for them to ask for a visa interview. But if you are asked to attend, then you have to attend if you are asked. And they would always send you an email, or they would always show you or send you a message on your My CIC account, which is the account that you have to create while you are applying for your visa through the IRCC, the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada office. Now, another thing is you have to wait for the decision from the Canadian government. And while you are waiting for the decision on your study permit application, you can also be browsing out the school, browsing out your program, and getting set in. We always talk about something when we are working with clients, that put yourself in that situation that you are already in Canada. Do you understand? It helps a lot for you to, you understand, play that part. You understand? I won't say fake it, but play that part that you are already in Canada, so that once you are given that opportunity, it's not going to be strange to you already. A lot of people would advise them, watch YouTube videos. Do you understand? Go on their websites, check what past students have been doing in that particular school for that particular program, and get into that into that field of a student before you get the opportunity to migrate there. It will really help you a lot, especially when you are given that decision, you are permitted and you are approved to study in Canada, and maybe you are asked questions by visa officers in the, you understand, in the airport or at the point of entry. It is very important because they would know that you have researched, you are well informed, you know the do's and don'ts of Canada, the do's and don'ts of the school that you are going to, and definitely they would see that you are someone that is actually ready, you understand, to come to Canada. A lot of people, even while they get to Canada borders, you understand, whether be it maybe they are coming from the US to Canada, or maybe they are coming from foreign countries, foreign continents, they may get refused again, or they may get probed while they are in the airport of Canada. Is that crazy? So you need to make sure that you are well informed. You don't make mistakes when they're asking you questions. I think we'll do another video separately for that, the kind of questions you can be asked while you are in the airport, whether in your home country or in Canada itself, so that you are well informed. And lastly, the next thing is for you to travel to Canada. Definitely when you are boarding, do you understand? It shows that your study permit has been approved and you can travel to Canada. But please note, every candidate, every applicant is different. Do you understand? So the fact that one particular international student got his own application approved maybe like within 2-3 months doesn't mean that you as well will get your own application approved within that particular span of time. Do you understand? Though we always advise that always check the IRCC website, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada website, in order to check the current processing times. And they always update the processing times almost every week. As of today, the 7th of February 2023, if you are someone inside Canada and you are applying for study permit, maybe you went there as a visitor, as a tourist, you can actually get your study visa approved within 4 to 5 weeks as of today. But if you are outside of Canada, and based on the applications they have gotten before, the past applications they have approved and the ones that they have rejected, if you are outside of Canada, maybe precisely Nigeria, for instance, it may take up to 8 to 9 weeks for you to get that for you to get that approval or for you to get their decision from Canada. And many people also tell us that it took even more than that before they answered them for their own application. So every applicant is different. If you have any questions based on this, you can reach out to us on our website, aosacademy.com, or via our email, admin@aosacademy.com, or you can chat us up on WhatsApp on +2348107714449, or our Canadian number +1 647 947 4399. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, place it on the comment section of this video, and we'll do justice to answer it either in this session or in subsequent sessions. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe now. Hit on the notification bell to like and share this video, and also hit on the notification bell rather to always get updated anytime we drop a content. Like and share this video with your friends and family, and I do hope to see you in the next video session. Thank you very much, and bye for now. Bye-bye.